Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So for those of us that have been doing the countdown, and when I mean the countdown, we're basically eliminating games that we've heard about their announcements. And remember, we had talked about potentially Warner Brothers Games was probably going to be adding about 5 games this year. But now that we've heard that the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game has been delayed, I guess it's now come down a little bit to about 4. So that's Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham Knights, the Skywalker Saga, and Multiversus, which is what you see on the screen right now. You're probably wondering, what is this game about? Apparently, this is a brawler. This kind of game is going to follow the pattern of Brawlhalla and perhaps Smash Brothers. And the development of this game is because it's going to be a free-to-play game and a cross-play game. They've already started sending out some more information regarding signing up to do playtesting. This is basically going to be like perhaps an open beta or alpha. And so in my opinion, I think this is probably a good sign. Now, I say that this is a good sign, not because I'm necessarily interested in Brawlhalla type game called Multiversus. It looks like a nice game, has a lot of DC heroes. I get it. I would rather play an Injustice fighting game nonetheless, though. But I think what's really critical about this is, remember, we talked about this earlier on. I don't know if you had maybe tuned into that video on this channel where we said perhaps we're probably going to start seeing the different video games show up, and then from there we can start to kind of pinpoint and say, okay, this game has already been announced, this game has already been released, or whatever. Perhaps the next game that's going to be taking the attention of marketing is going to be, in quote, this other game, right? And so the very first game that got its own release date in terms of the announcement was the Lego Skywalker Saga game, right? That game has actually received its own release date in April of this year. And in my opinion, I feel like we're probably not going to be hearing any more announcements for any other games for a while until that game is already released. The reason is quite logical. They probably would not want for any other game to take away from the attention of that game in terms of sales, in terms of marketing. So we have to be patient on that front. And so we saw The Wolf Among Us. I thought wrongly that The Wolf Among Us was a Warner Brothers published game, but apparently it's not. It's a Warner Brothers property, so that was kind of like my error there. But now Multiversus, being a Warner Brothers published game, has already started to also toot its own sounds and its alarms, saying, hey, we have a playtest coming up and all of the others. So I guess Gotham Knights fans can say perhaps when this game has received all of its own attention or all of its own marketing or whatever, and is kind of out of the way, then we might see something regarding Gotham Knights. Now, again, I have to be fair. This is not a full game release like, say, the Lego Skywalker game or Hogwarts Legacy or Gotham Knights. This is a free-to-play project, but nonetheless, it will still need its own small window of attention to at least create awareness, because I can guarantee you, if you are watching this video for the first, or if you're watching this video, you probably have not heard of this game. And I didn't hear about this game until even the audience members here pointed out to me exactly what it was about, and I started doing a little bit more research. So the game doesn't necessarily have a lot of the appeal that the other games have, but still, it'll be fair to its developers that it gets a little bit of attention. But nonetheless, that's pretty much what I wanted to go ahead and update you guys here about. Like we said, we're going to be playing this countdown game, and we're going to be seeing what's next. So once Multiversus gives us a little bit more of the goods in terms of info, in terms of data, we can then go from there and say maybe we're going to be seeing Gotham Knights pop up next on the entire slate of what Warner Brothers Games has to bring for everybody. Thanks very much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk very soon in another video. Peace out.